What's up, y'all? Welcome back to TRU's Podcast with your host, True Car. Today, I wanted to talk about taking things personal and understanding to not allow yourself to take things personal, because a lot of the times when you take things personal, when you take every petty thing that somebody does personal, or when you take everything that somebody else is going through personal, you put yourself in a space of unnecessary chaos and unnecessary pain. And also you take yourself out of the focus and out of the focus and understanding that you need for yourself to stay connected to what you are supposed to be doing or what you're supposed to be connected to. And also, when you take things so personal and you allow yourself to be connected to other people's traumas, or you allow yourself to be triggered by every little thing, it puts you in a space to be easily manipulated by other people. It puts you in a space where other people can easily control you because they understand where to trigger you to bring your focus to them, instead of allowing you to stay focused and present within your moments and allow yourself to stay focused on whatever goal you have set for yourself. And I think it's important to understand, to have a goal or to have an understanding of where you want to be in your life, so that you understand and you're able to see what other people are doing, and you're able to be present and grounded in what you want to achieve for yourself, whether that be a peace of mind, whether that be financial stability, whether that be physical stability or growth, or whatever the case may be. I think it's important to really understand your goals and what you want for yourself, so that way when distractions try to come in or other people try to come in and push you or maneuver you, because a lot of the times when you're triggered by every little thing and people know how to get under your skin, it puts you in a position to where you are now in the passenger seat of your own energy, instead of being in the driver's seat and allowing yourself to have more control over your own life. You give other people permission to have control over your own life, and that's why I think it's important to learn how to emotionally regulate yourself to where other people don't have easy access to your emotions or easy access to be able to manipulate you, because you're easily triggered, or they know that they can get you angry and out of your body or out of your own energy by just doing the littlest thing or the pettiest thing to you. And so I think it's important to understand your own triggers and understand when people be the observer of your own triggers, be the observer of your emotions, and be the observer of others, so that you don't allow yourself to take things personal and you see it from a point of view of, okay, this person may be going through this and they're trying to put that on me. You don't have to accept anything from anybody that you don't want to accept. You have more control over that than you're giving yourself credit for. And I think it's important to understand where you have control and where you have to just let things be. And what you have control over is whether you take something personal or not, whether you allow yourself to let things, little things or petty things trigger you. I think it's important to understand that as long as you become the observer of your own energy and you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, and also understand just because you feel something doesn't mean that you need to take action on it. Just because you feel anger doesn't necessarily mean that you need to take action on that anger. Sometimes the anger comes up just for you to allow yourself to feel it and process it internally. And when you feel your anger and you process it internally, it becomes clean anger, to where you're able to, if you need to speak up for yourself, you're able to go to that person with clarity and understanding on what to say, and not speaking out of anger or violence to the point where you're giving them so much energy. And now it's an ongoing thing because you are going back and forth. instead of allowing yourself to feel your anger, writing down your emotions, and then going from there. And because when you do that, sometimes you get to the conclusion that you don't even have to say anything to them. They just need to be somebody that is cut off. And sometimes you get to the conclusion of, okay, I need to speak up for myself and I need to express this to them. And it also puts you in a space to where when you do that, you don't care how they come back. You don't care how they come back at you. You just are coming from a space of, okay, I just need to get this off of my chest. Because you already did the nurturing, you already did the validation, you already gave yourself the validation that you needed in order to understand that you are valid for feeling the way that you felt. So I think it's important to understand when it comes to your emotions that not all the time does it need to be taken action upon. Sometimes it just needs to be felt. And that puts you in a space of clarity to understand the next steps that you need to take, or understand where to place those certain people, and understand how much time and energy and communication you need to start having with those specific people. And I think that's important to understand. But it's important to understand to not take things personal, and understand that sometimes what other people are doing or trying to project onto you has nothing to do with them, has nothing to do with you. It has a lot to do with them and how they perceive life. Because in reality, people's perceptions of you is only as deep as they have been with themselves. So if you're an extremely deep person and you're connecting with surface level people that only care about money, that only care about performing for the next person in order to look like a good person, or in order to look successful, or whatever the case may be, they're not going to know how to connect to you. You may know how to connect to them because you are a person of duality, to where you can see surface level, but you also can see deeper, but they might not know how to understand you. And I think it's okay. I think it's important to be okay with being misunderstood and understanding yourself. Because the most important person that needs to understand you is you. The most important person that needs to validate you is you. The most important person that needs to see you, hear you, and feel you is you. And I think that's important to understand, to really connect with yourself, to be your own best friend, to be your own father figure, to be your own mother figure, to show up in that masculine and feminine energy for yourself, to be vulnerable, and to be able to receive and give from a space of balance. And I think that's important to understand when it comes to creating a balanced life and creating a space to where not anybody can trigger you, not anybody can have your energy, not anybody can take from you, but you're able to be in your space, and you're able to have an open heart, but a protected heart as well. And I think that's important to understand, making sure that your heart stays open and giving and full of love, but also understanding how to protect that from people that that are going to misuse it or abuse it, or people that do not understand how to nourish it or protect it, or accept it. But I think it's important to understand to not take things personal, and understanding that sometimes who you show up as is going to trigger people, especially if you are being authentic to yourself, especially if you understand yourself. Because not many people are self-aware. Not many people are comfortable with seeing themselves and looking in the mirror, and not just at their physical form, but looking in the mirror at who they are really showing up as and what they are really accepting, and understanding that they have been settling. Most people in this world just settle, and is okay with settling, so it makes them uncomfortable when you are not settling, because it puts them in a position, in a space where they have to face themselves. You become that mirror to them, to where they're starting to understand that they could have been more and they could do more, and that makes them uncomfortable. And it's important for you to not take it personal when that makes them uncomfortable, and understand that sometimes it makes people so uncomfortable that they try to put that onto you and project onto you. And you have to be in a space to where you are the observer and you're seeing that for what it is. You have to put yourself in a space where you are the observer and you're seeing that for what it is, and understanding that, also to have compassion for those people when you do see what it is, because not everybody is strong enough to look in the mirror and work on their shadow selves and really truly be honest and clear with themselves in order to change on a core level. So you have to have compassion and empathy for those people, but also understanding within yourself to know how to protect yourself and place those people where they deserve to be placed, in order to make sure that you are setting clear boundaries in order to protect what you have built for yourself as well. Because it's important to understand to protect what you have built for yourself internally, and be okay with other people being offended by you creating those boundaries and creating that safe space for yourself, and also being okay with being misunderstood in that safe space. Also understanding to allow people to see you how they want to see you, and not take things personal in life. Because when you take things personal, it creates unnecessary chaos in your life. And for me personally, my peace of mind is the most important thing in my life. So I don't do unnecessary chaos or unnecessary drama. So when peace of mind is important to you, you have to make sure that you are protecting it at all costs. So the people that you are around, the people that you are closest to, the people that are closest to you should also be important to them, their peace of mind. And your peace of mind should also be important to them as well. So that way you are building a connection within yourself that is a safe space, and you're also creating connections to where you are safe in those connections as well, and those people are also safe in a connection with you. Because when you are working on your peace of mind, when you are working on creating a healthy environment for yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you want to make sure that you are also creating connections that can hold that space as well. And so having unnecessary chaos in your life with connections that love drama, that feed on drama, that bring back to you unnecessary information, it's important to cut those people off or create boundaries and space with those people to where you are keeping that peace protected within yourself. And also understanding that strangers and people that don't know you, or people that you are not close to, should not bother you, because they don't know you. And I think it's important to understand to be okay with people's opinion on your life when you know it's not true or something that is not real. For example, right, for me personally, I post videos on social media, and me posting videos on social media is not for other people's validations to agree or disagree with. I don't care if people agree or disagree with what I say, because the reason why I make videos is because at a point in time in my life, I needed the words that I am saying on those videos. I needed the words that I say on these different videos, and I needed that advice. And still to this day, I go back to different videos and have to re-embody or reconnect to the words that I say on old past videos. So for me, I don't post videos for people to comment or like or subscribe or connect to and agree or disagree. I post videos for the people like me that needed the advice that I am giving, and also to use my voice in the understanding that I have internalized, and give that and put that in a space where I can look back on, or a person like me that's going through a rough time can look to and get that advice and embody it within themselves. And so when I get comments that are negative or positive, I appreciate both comments because it pushes my video out there to more people that may need to hear the information that I am giving. Whether they disagree or agree with it, it puts them in a space to where they at least think. They at least start to understand how to open up to themselves on a deeper level. And so I don't take it personal when people don't agree with what I have to say, because I know there is somebody out there that needed to hear what I am saying. Or I also know that when I make videos, I'm not doing it for the validation. I'm doing it because it is something I feel called to do, and it is something that I needed at a point in time. And so I show up as what I speak and embody what I say and give that to the world to be digested in whatever way. And so I think it's important to understand why you are doing something and understand why you are showing up in the ways that you are showing up. So when other people project or put something onto you, you have a strong inner stability and balance within you to where nobody can push you or rock you or move you off of your pivot. Because a lot of the times when people are triggered by you or want to move you off of your pivot or want to distract you, they want to move you off of your pivot because you are making them uncomfortable and you're making them see something within them that they are not ready to see. And I think it's important to be okay with being uncomfortable or comfortable with other people misunderstanding you, so that you are able to find your people, or so that your people are able to find you, because you are showing up authentically so you can connect to your authentic tribe. And I think that's important to understand, because sometimes you have to move through and weave through the trash, or move through or weave through the blockages or what's not for you in order to get to what is for you. And I think it's okay. I think it's important to be so strong in your faith and so strong in your confidence within yourself that you understand that whatever is not for you is just temporary and it will be repelled at some point, and what is for you will be amplified at some point and it will stick to you like glue, because it's something that you built on a strong foundation internally to where it's automatically attracted to you externally. And it's something that sticks and it's something that is stable because it comes from a space and a place that nobody can truly take away from you because it's built within you. And I think it's important to understand that when it comes to taking things personal, you are giving your power away, and understanding that not everybody deserves your power or your energy or your time, because you need that time, that energy, and that power for the people that truly deserve it, for the people that truly love you and understand you, and that is open for who you are, and that is open to connecting to you and to you both learning from each other in order to grow as individuals together. And your time and your energy and your power is precious. It needs to be placed in position, and not to say you won't get distracted here and there, but also understanding when you do get distracted to understand to be the observer and pull that energy back and be able to allow it to release and let go quicker than being patient with yourself and allowing yourself to give yourself credit for where in the past you would have done something different, and now you are able to move on faster and quicker this time around, or whatever the case may be. And I think it's important, the more you work on that, is the more it's easier to let things roll off of you. It's easier to let things roll off and easier for you to release and let go of pettiness, and for pettiness and hurt and pain or whatever it's easier for you to really detach and not allow that to actually affect you. And I think that's important to understand when it comes to taking things personal. The more you practice on releasing and letting pettiness and projections and whatever the case may be go, is the easier it become to where it doesn't even attach to you anymore. And I think it's important to understand that anything that you want to bring into your life, the more you work on it and intentionally work on it, is the easier it will become. At first it will be uncomfortable, but the more and more you do it, is the more and more comfortable you will become with it. But yeah, this is Truth Podcast with your host, True Car.